This is Seth David, your Dean of Beans with schoolofbookkeeping.com, bringing to you another special screencast. This time we're talking about QuickBooks Online to be integrated with Box this quarter. Box goes public. I think it's time we started taking a look at Box, box.com. The app has been around for quite a while, and its reputation going back has been that it's the sort of buttoned up version of Dropbox with better security and other things, but they've targeted large corporate accounts primarily up until perhaps now or recently. The reality is it's not cost prohibitive. The account I took with Box is $15 a month. There is a requirement of 3 users minimum, which I'll be honest caused me to walk away in the past. But finally I decided, you know what, for 45 bucks a month, it's probably worth it, especially since I have the 3 users. I can certainly use it to collaborate with people within my organization. And as I often like to play with these things, I can test it out by putting a few clients in it, collaborating with my bookkeepers and such on that, and seeing if I like it better than the solutions I'm currently using. Here's the thing. What got my attention on Box wasn't random. First of all, in October 2014 at QuickBooks Connect, Intuit issued a press release. They called us into a press conference, and I was included in that. And they mentioned that they were going to have this Box integration with QuickBooks Online rolled out in early 2015. So that got me thinking, okay, maybe I need to take another look at Box. And I remembered that Box had an integration with LinkedIn, where I don't even remember exactly what it was. I believe it was that your contact information from LinkedIn was held there such that you could easily grab it and email it to somebody. I never bothered. And when I set up my Box account, or I guess revived it, maybe a better word, I did have a little LinkedIn folder, which I deleted. There's nothing in it at this point. So the question is, why am I looking at Box now? Well, in addition to the news that Intuit broke back at QuickBooks Connect 2014, as of the time I'm recording this, Box Inc., the company behind the product called Box here, went public. So that got my attention. It got me taking another look. And the first thing I noticed when I got into my Box account here, as I mentioned in the write-up, I love the interface. It's a nice, clean, slick interface. And it's really clear to me, as I mentioned in the write-up, one of the things one of the sort of criteria that I use when I'm evaluating an app is, what's my initial gut reaction when I bring up the page? What feeling do I get? Does it draw me in and make me want to spend some time there, or am I completely turned off and wanting to click away and go somewhere else? And similar example, recently I was looking at CRMs, and one of the CRMs that I looked at, I had that exact sort of negative reaction where I looked at the interface and I thought, this is terrible. I don't want to spend another minute working in this software. Box, by contrast, has the opposite effect on me. I look at it and I think, wow, this is nice and clean, and it's really clear what to do. Upload, add a new document. And this was pretty straightforward too, if I want to create a Box note. So I can add notes to folders, and if you know me, you know that I'm a junkie for that sort of thing. I love Evernote because of the ability to write stuff. And when I can write stuff, what it means is I can explain to myself what's going on with a particular file or folder, as the case might be, 6 months from now when I have no independent recollection of what I was doing at the time. I love that kind of thing because it saves me time. I don't have to spend all this time sort of regrouping and reacclimating myself with whatever it was that I was doing. I love that kind of thing. Over here you see the eyeball icon. Clearly this has to do with your view options, and you have several. So, and over here, share, I can favorite a folder, which is going to come in handy when I have more than 2. Down here I've got this drop down with more options, and the way you learn something like this, folks, is by looking at an app like this and seeing what does it do. So open obviously opens a folder. Remember the context, we're looking at a folder here, my QuickBooks Connect 2014 folder. So open, I can download the folder, I have upload options, I can email files to this folder, or embed an upload widget. So I can create a widget where I can enable somebody to upload files directly to this folder, which is a nice functionality. It's one of the reasons I like ShareFile. The truth is, as I get more into Box, this could potentially replace ShareFile for me, which is a lot more expensive compared to this. And my storage on this appears to be unlimited, whereas ShareFile has storage limitations. So just right off the top of my head, having spent just a minute or so looking at this, maybe a little more than actually a minute, but very recently looking at this, I'm already thinking in terms of what this might replace, right? So if I eliminate the cost of ShareFile, certainly offsets the cost of Box. again, share, I can invite collaborators. It's all pretty straightforward. This lets me know the folder is synced, properties, and again, I can move or copy. Again, all very straightforward. Send to Chatter. I don't even know what that is. I assume Chatter is an application that I can use to work with this and add applications. Which brings me to the next thing that really kind of impressed me when it came to Box and once I started looking around. And very quickly, first, of course, you can set up the sync. You saw that it was indicated the folder is synced. The little blue circular thing lets you know that. And sure enough, you can install the application on your computer and have your Box folder synced, as I do. And I will bring that up from my other screen. And it's a very easy installation. So here's my local Box folder, right? Same two folders, QuickBooks Connect 2014 and my sample Box folder. And if you're wondering what's in the QuickBooks Connect 2014, it's the files they shared with us for the media, for the press. It's people like me who like to make a lot of noise on the internet or in a newspaper. So that's what's there. What really impressed me as I started to dig into Box was when I come up here, and again, this is another area. I've got a menu with some drop downs. Let's take our time. Let's go through it one thing at a time, and let's see what we can do. So here I can add collaborators to my global account as opposed to just to a folder, right? But here's what I really want to show you is the apps. I went into the apps and I started looking around. I said, first of all, I was blown away. Look how many apps. How could you possibly have so many apps for a file sharing and storage service? And then it starts to make sense. The FTP server app. Obviously, I can easily migrate and sync files from an FTP server through my website with my Box account. That's great because now if I have documents and files that I want saved, I don't have to worry about relying on the website host's backups, processes, and whatnot. Plus, I just have easy access to it. And again, if it's synced, I can get local access to those files as well. It's got a Salesforce integration. Then I look over here. And yes, of course, we have the Android phone and tablet apps, and I have the app for the phone. It's very easy, just like the other file sharing apps. You can access your files very easily and very easily select something and email it to somebody, and so on and so forth. But what I really noticed and got started to get into was under here, under functions. So let's look at collaboration. And I click on this. Yeah, it's going to take a second to load the page. But one thing that really got my attention was this OneRecord app. And what it allows you to do while we're waiting for the page to load is it allows you to record phone calls from your mobile device, and it logs them in your Box account in a folder, and then you can easily find and search for the recordings of those calls by name or by date or what have you, so that you can have an archive. And this is especially useful as a marketing tool. And here it is, First Call Record is the name of the app. And I don't want to drone on for another 10 minutes going through all these apps. You can obviously do this yourself. And as I get to dig in more, I will certainly be doing follow-up videos to show you, for example, what I found out about how First Call Record works, because I'm dying to know. There are so many other things. I mean, just looking through this list. And again, Asana. People like to use Asana for project management, and you can attach files to your tasks and projects in Asana. Well, I'm guessing that the Asana Box integration will have those files hosted in your Box account. And for that matter, it'll probably make it easy within Asana to attach from your Box account. So it's these kinds of things that make an app like this into a powerhouse of an app. So I am very intrigued by Box. I am very seriously going to consider looking at this more deeply, and especially because the QuickBooks Online integration will be coming out presumably very soon. I'm recording this at the end of January 2015. They said early 2015. Assuming they're still on track for that, then I'm hoping that we'll see that within the next month or two. And that's going to be interesting because it's going to be not just the document attachment function of QuickBooks Online where you can attach documents. That functionality is there already, although from what I'm understanding, those files will be hosted in your Box account. But also just general document collaboration in the QuickBooks Online accountant portal with your clients. So you can have them upload their bank statements to you there, and those kinds of things can be done through box.net. Or through Box. I always call it box.net. It's actually box.com. I think at one time it was box.net. Anyway, as always, if you have any questions, I would love to hear your comments and feedback. I didn't go in the video onto the Wall Street side of things, But I also think that's really interesting stuff too. So do read the write-up that I've done, and do give me your comments, questions, and feedback based on what you think about this. Especially, I'd love to hear from you if you've used this, or if you're now intrigued by my very post and video here and now interested in if I've motivated you to want to check this out. Please let me know. I love to hear that kind of stuff, and I'd love to get your comments and feedback, because I'm, as always, taking you on my very specific journey, exploring something new. As always, I look forward to getting your questions, and I look forward to answering them. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you on the web.